What's up, party people in the house? It's Dynasty War Games. We're here on a Monday night, live on YouTube, coming out later in the week on podcast. We're a night late, but truly, as I have hinted at earlier, or actually announced earlier, Mike Casper off the IR. Welcome back, Mike.
Hey man, it's good to be back. Officially the return.
Yes, officially the return. So I think you owe everybody just the quick story of what happened last week when I announced that you're coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fell asleep?
Yeah, that was not good. I was putting my daughters to bed. Don't know what happened. And woke up around 10:30. So, this is just some things happen. But hey, I actually got some good news so everyone can know what's been going on in my life. So on Wednesday, I found out I am getting promoted to major.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Major Mike Casper. That is a major promotion.
Major promotion, yeah. So super excited about that.
Wow,
and,
amazing.
I also got accepted to Texas A&M's professional MBA program. So I'll be starting my master's degree next August. So
sweet. Congrats.
Yeah.
Wow. Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats.
So at least I wasn't, spending my time off, just not having anything going on. But
so is this oak leaves that you earned?
Oak leaf, yeah. I won't wear it until like my number comes up, which probably won't be until like May, but
okay.
Officially captain promotable. So
so do you get a raise, or does that happen when you actually get promoted?
Yeah, when I actually get promoted, then I get a raise. But yeah, that's the first thing my wife asked me, actually. When I told her, she was like, you get a raise.
I figured.
I knew that's what
she doesn't care what
David.
you do at work.
Exactly.
She doesn't care what your title is.
As long as I'm happy and home early. But
I can tell my wife I got promoted to chef of the world. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you make more money.
Paycheck. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
right on, man. So good to have you back. So, yeah, right on. Do we want to talk a little bit about your Broncos before we jump into the spooky players?
You know what? Why not? I've been doing 5 years of mediocrity, so another one is not going to hurt my fandom. But I have to admit, expectations were higher, I think, than any Broncos fan. But it's bad, Jesse. It's really bad. The injuries are piling up as well. We lost our left tackle, our long snapper, another cornerback, and our best safety's already out, and we already lost Patrick and Javonte. So like the train just keeps rolling, and now Bress has apparently been playing with a torn lat. So I don't want to say it's an excuse.
Torn. I did not know that.
Well, partially torn, they said. So yeah, so it's just not good, Bob. I think I think a lot of stuff coming out from Denver is Hackett's a little over his head.
Is that okay? And the line, I mean, is it me or the line doesn't seem to really be? I mean, they're not making holes for the running backs.
No, it's not as good as they had been. And when you lose Javonte, like Javonte looked electric when he got the ball.
Yeah, you're right.
He looked fantastic those first couple games, and
yeah, it's really a shit.
I really think the first 3 games for us wasn't bad. I feel like he was doing well with what he could. Just in the game. Yeah,
those late picks, he's definitely forcing it, and he didn't look real accurate either. I guess the shoulder maybe bothered him.
Yeah, I mean, if that's gonna be the excuse, fine. But I just rather he be healthy. We kind of figure it out. I don't know. I feel like we have a lot of with these new head coaches coming in that they have their systems they want to run, and I feel like tailoring it to the quarterback doesn't happen a whole lot. And I don't know if that's what's happening with Russ, if he's just not comfortable with some of the playbook or what the case is, but he just doesn't look comfortable ever when he's dropping back to pass.
I mean, that could have a lot to do with the O-line too. If you get instant pressure a lot.
Yeah.
He's not as young as he used to be. He's not really the running threat that he used to be. Not that he was ever a rushing quarterback, but I think a lot more than he does now.
Yeah, absolutely more than he does now. So, but it's not the advantage that I guess his legs aren't the advantage that they used to be. So,
we saw yesterday, or what, like we saw in week 5 with Kyler and Lamar, designed runs when they really needed it. That both those guys are electric, and you're not catching them.
Yeah, that's just not Russ's game anymore. So,
right.
I don't know. We'll see. Like I'm glad I was on Sutton over Judy. I think.
Yeah,
that
I mean, I still like Judy too.
Okay. Yeah,
I think their skill sets match up well, and things will come around for you guys. Russ will get healthy. Your line will gel a little bit. The offense will kind of start to catch a rhythm at some point. It's just, when is that going to happen? Is it going to be? Do we have to wait for the second half? Is it going to be at the end of the year? I don't know. It's tough. The watch is on. At least what I like is that they get 10 days to practice now. Before the next game. This was a short week, and I think it showed.
Monday Night Football. I know we don't want another Broncos game in prime time, but
who are you guys playing?
Pretty sure it's the Chargers. So
that's okay. Their defense is really beat up too. So you might.
Yeah, we're already 6.5 point dogs. So
okay. The Chargers and Broncos are sort of on a similar path with the injuries and certain things not gelling.
Honestly, don't think the Chargers should have won yesterday either.
Right.
So
exactly.
But we'll see. Long season, but I'm not expecting much this season. I think defense is good. That's what makes the game so terrible. When you have an inept offense and a defense that shuts the other team down, nothing's really exciting. Yeah. So,
do you miss Fangio?
No.
Okay, cool.
No. I did want to say though, so there's rumors about them possibly cutting Alberto, or as soon as Dulcich is healthy.
Cutting him?
Yeah.
Why?
So they just haven't been using him at all.
Did he bang Hackett's wife or something? I mean, at least he can block a little, or can he? Or maybe he's missing his blocking assignments too, and they're just sick of it. I
don't think so. I think he's gone down every week. So this
What's
week
that percentage?
he was at 21% snap percentage. The week before that was 2. The week before that was 32. And that's after being just above 50%. He scored 11% fantasy points all year. So
yeah, that says he's making probably making some big mistakes in the blocking game, or not running the right routes. And at this point in his career, so yeah, right on. So all right, well, that's cool. I mean, I'd love for Dulcich to get activated.
We'll see. We'll see. So I'm pretty sure he was activated this week, actually. So he might be in line to play for Monday night.
Sweet.
So on track for week 5 return. Okay. So he didn't play this week, but he could be back next week.
Right on. All right. So what are you drinking tonight?
Honestly, I forgot a drink.
Okay.
It's been so long.
Just cotton mouthing it up.
Just right cotton mouth straight up.
Cool. I have water. So cheers.
There you go. Yeah. Cheers. I guess I could probably grab that.
Again, we're recording on a Monday night. So, all good boys have to work on Tuesday mornings.
I don't actually. They got a fall break. So I'm excited. Yeah.
I like that.
So.
Nice. All right. So last week we did our top 5
horror movies,
or October movies.
People. There you go.
Yeah, it doesn't actually have to be like Halloween themed. And then we matched up a player that reminded us most of that movie, right? So now Chad and I did our list. We're going to go through Mike's list tonight. So who you
Absolutely.
Got right on. Who you got at number 5?
I'll do this. I made this last week, and it's still applicable after week 5, so I'm going to stick with what I got. Okay, so cool. Number 5 for me was Amityville Horror, based on true events, right? Ryan Reynolds, I think, right? Was
Ryan Reynolds
the remake of it? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see the remake. I remember the original.
Pretty good,
which
right?
was very scary. Yeah. It was. It was actually based on some true events, but there's nothing supernatural. It was literally a mass murder.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone just murdered everyone in the house, and he made up this whole supernatural story, and then it got made into a movie.
Yeah.
But he went to prison. It didn't hold up in court.
Yeah. My Amityville horror is Acres, who is possessed by an evil spirit.
Cam Akers.
Just can't be more disappointed than what he's got going on. Like
Haunted Achilles.
That offense in general is just a hot mess. But
yeah,
Akers
I'll be honest with you.
Going.
I don't think there's anything especially wrong with Cam Akers. He's actually looked pretty good on a few runs. There's no room. There's no room for any of their backs or any, like Stafford's under the gun constantly. Whitworth retiring, and they have a couple injuries on the line, and all of a sudden their line isn't looking so hot either.
Yeah, no, it hasn't looked good all year. Stafford's had no time to throw, so
right,
it's been ugly.
And it's something I'm seeing across the league. A lot of tackles have gotten hurt already, and I mean, you saw Ronnie Stanley sitting on the sidelines for the Ravens yesterday, and
Trent Williams got hurt for the 49ers. And
yep, Trent Williams went down. Garrett Bowles, Jordan Mailata was out for the Eagles yesterday. And our backup tackle Dillard, who was a first-round pick, was out as well. So we had to go with Jack Driscoll, who was backup guard, as our left tackle. So I mean, it's something you're seeing across the league. So if you're wondering about why certain offenses that we thought were going to be great are struggling, just keep in mind that offensive lines aren't playing great right now. It seems like defenses have sort of been ahead of offenses all year. And we'll see what happens. We'll see if some of these offenses can turn it around. Like I was saying, if they can gel a little bit.
Yeah.
But what do you think the value of Cam Akers is right now?
Golly, I won't sell him anywhere I got him, but I honestly don't think he's worth more than a second right now. Maybe mid to early second. I mean,
yeah, that's rough because
he's
took him
single-digit fantasy points. Like,
he was a mid-first round pick a couple years ago. And,
can't start him, so it's just sad. It's really sad.
Yeah. At this point, you're really just hoping for a lucky touchdown if you start him, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like guys like Jacobs is rocketed way above him.
What about something just came to my head? So if you're a contender, would you give up like maybe Akers in a third to get Miles Sanders? You think that's a good deal?
Well,
or is that putting too much in?
I mean, maybe that's an overreaction of what's happened so far. And I mean, Miles Sanders is a free agent after this year. Cam Akers has another. This is his third year, so he has another year on his contract. I don't know if that means a whole lot. The Eagles have shown that they're going to run the ball, and their offensive line is really good at it.
Yeah.
So, what do you think is going to happen with Sanders next year? The Eagles could re-sign him, but they do have some extra draft picks, so they could draft a top back as well.
I don't think they would re-sign. Honestly, I don't think anybody's going to pay Sanders what you want. I feel like this is the one and done kind of going for the ship kind of thing. Because Jacobs will be a free agent too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same draft class. So
yes.
RBs just aren't getting paid.
Yeah, it was the same draft class, and Monty as well.
Yeah, well, that'll be interesting. All three becoming free agents.
All three of those guys. If any of them get extended, that'd be. I mean, I'd be surprised, to be honest, if any of them got extended. I could see them maybe testing the market and then going back to their team for less than they expected.
Yeah, I could see that too. That would probably be best case scenario, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
But I don't see any big deals from or anything.
So then, no, I'm not giving up Cam Akers in a third for Miles Sanders. I want better upside, I think, with another year to prove himself in the Rams offense. I don't want to call the Rams offense better than the Eagles, which feels really good to say.
What about say Clyde? Or
I was just thinking that.
In a third or maybe even a late second.
I was just thinking that I would probably do.
Okay.
CEH was a first round pick, but they declined. Did they decline his fifth year option?
I don't think.
Or have they not gotten
next
there
year?
yet?
Yeah, not until next year. Yeah.
So this is only his second year? No, this is his third.
This is his third year.
He was the same. He was
He
the
was
same
a
year.
first round pick. Yeah. He was a
He was
first
the
round
same
pick.
year as Akers, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
Akers, JT, Dobbins. Yeah, I'd probably do that. I mean, it's kind of weird to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
I do think he's got a big role, and he's healthy. So yeah, I'd probably do it. I mean, Akers has just as good a chance as CEH of getting hurt, as far as I see. So I don't really factor that in. They're both healthy right now.
Interesting.
But I don't know that there might be, the CEH owner might be just so sick of CEH that he wants to wheel and deal. You're probably going to have to wait for some spark out of Akers, though.
Yeah.
After a 3-point week, it's going to be tough sell.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, Clyde isn't looking that great right now either, so we'll see. Maybe he can get it done.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely looking pretty good in the receiving game, but I mean, he's not in at the goal line. They go with Jerick McKinnon over him a lot, I see, and that Pacheco dude is huge. Yeah. Like he's a giant human being.
All right, want to go to the next one?
Yeah. All right. So I mean, I guess Cam Akers, CH. Well, actually, let's see if we can cross over to a wide receiver. Would you give me Gabe Davis for him?
For Akers, I probably wouldn't, especially if I'm contending.
Yeah. Okay. So that big game was too much, even though he's going to be real boom or bust.
Yeah, he's the best ball guy, quote unquote. Right?
Yeah, Waller's been sort of bustish so far this year.
Yeah.
Are you looking to get out of Waller and maybe shift gears a little? You'd probably have to give Akers and a pick.
Yeah, you'd probably have to do Akers in a little bit for that.
And it has to be a team that needs a running back. But there's a lot of teams that need running backs, a lot of hurt running backs. So
true. Yeah, no, that's close too, I think.
All right. So I wanted to at least explore another position or two.
Yeah. No, I think it's fair though.
Yeah. Judy? No way. No way.
No, I wouldn't with
no way would I give up Judy for him.
Yeah.
I would feel like I was getting raped a little. All right. Number 4.
All right. So I got Saw. So
okay.
Saw
cool.
number 1.
The first one was good. The first one was cool, scary, innovative
and twist at the end, right?
Yeah, right. That's the big thing, the twist. They made way too many of them, but that's the first one was good.
So my player referring to Jigsaw is it's Russ, man. He's just he's a puzzle. The coach has got to figure out. He's I feel like there's just something in there they got to unlock, and I don't know what it's going to come to. If it's I don't know what it's going to be, but they got to do something to unlock that.
So we talked about him at length earlier. What if I offered you Zach Wilson for him?
If I had Russ?
Yeah,
I wouldn't take Wilson. No, I'll keep
Mac
Russ.
Jones.
Russ.
I mean, obviously, you're not getting Trevor.
No,
that's out of the question.
No.
Fields.
No. Russ.
Lance.
Russ.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see because it's tough to trade a super flex quarterback without getting one back.
Yeah.
Right. So.
I'm curious to see. I might put some offers out there for Russ, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he just got extended. Offering? He's not going anywhere.
Oh sure, I hear you. Yeah, I feel like they're going to get it turned around.
I mean, I'm not trading for him if I'm contending, to be brutally honest. So that's the hard part. Is a lot of my teams are contending. Although like 1 or 2 of my teams are contending right now. So. I'd honestly be willing to give up like a Trevor for Russ and a pick. Maybe like Trevor in a second for Russ in a first.
I wouldn't give you that.
You wouldn't give me Russ in a first?
I would. I want the Trevor side.
You want the Trevor side?
Yeah, I'm squeezing on hard to Trevor.
Yeah.
You start calling him a mean squeeze. Although he's had a couple down weeks, but I do think he's progressing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who else is kind of in that tier. Like I feel like a lot of the aging quarterbacks in that tier kind of not really on the ball.
Yeah.
Carr, Cousins, Stafford, right? They're not really.
Where's he compared to Derek Carr?
Rodgers. I mean, I'd still take Russ over Carr straight up. To be honest.
Yeah, I would too. You'd have to add something on the Carr, although the Raiders are starting to hit their stride. They're starting to look pretty good on offense.
Yeah.
Again, we're recording on a Monday night and they're beating the Chiefs as we speak. I mean, they're not beating them, they're leading in the third. Something tells me it's not going to end that way, but I mean, they're scoring points. So Jacobs looks excellent. He looks like the back I always thought he could be. There's another one. I could really see him. I could really see him going back to Oakland. Anyway,
I could do on a team friendly kind of deal.
Yeah,
I don't see.
Yeah, you'd have to give me Carr and a pick that at least gets my attention a little, at least a second, and then you're probably not getting that for Russ right now, so it's probably not even realistic. Like as far as what his value is and what you'd want for him, those are two different things at the moment. If he puts together a string of 3 good weeks in a row, then he'll probably get his, gain his regular Russ value back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he'll have the blow up game. I know the schedule's not crazy hard and you're still in the AFC West, so there'll be shootouts, but we'll see. It's a long season.
Obviously, we'll see, Mike.
I'm optimistic, but I'll play the long game.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm not selling Russ. So, yeah, I agree. He is a buy right now. So if you can get him for one of these lesser quarterbacks and a pick, I'd advise it. I'd advise if you have Cousins, if you get Cousins and add a pick, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Like to get Russ?
Yeah. I like Cousins, but I don't think he has the upside. He is a QB1, low end QB1, but I feel like he's expiring soon.
Cousins?
Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't blown up.
If he loses that,
as everybody's thought he would.
If he loses that beautiful situation he's in with all those weapons, I'm not so sure he's, I'm not so sure he's more than a low end QB2.
Yeah, agree.
So yeah, if you can get Russ for Cousins and, maybe a second, I would do that.
Yeah, absolutely, I would too.
Cool. All right, number 3,
Casper the Friendly Ghost. So love that movie.
Oh my God,
the live action one, just the live action one.
The live action, I've never even seen it.
What? Oh, who's?
I used to watch the cartoon when I was a kid. The old Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Who's the Independence Day president? What's his name? You know who I'm talking about,
Morgan
right?
Freeman?
No, Independence Day.
I don't remember who the president was.
I'm gonna say no, it's not. I know Christina Ricci, I think, played his daughter in it. But
Independence Day?
Not Independence Day in Casper. But Paul Newman.
Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Bill Pullman. You're right.
It's a good flick, man. You gotta watch that. I'm gonna watch it with my kids, I think.
Yeah, I don't have kids, so my nieces live 6 hours away.
It's good though. It's got a Ghostbusters cameo. Like it's it's even actually got a what's his name? Bruce Willis? Not Bruce Willis. Oh gosh,
terrible at this.
I'm so bad at remembering all the people from this, but anyways, really good movie. But Casper the Friendly Ghost, I'm just thinking of just really nice guys, football players, and so I'm gonna go with Jamal Williams, right? Back up to DeAndre Swift.
Okay.
His interviews are fantastic.
I mean, he's a team leader, that's for sure.
Yeah, he is. He's just a cool guy. I love Swift, and I want Swift to be out there, but you can't help to root for the guy. He's always got a smile on his face. RB 8-ish, I think, right now. So he's an RB1 right now, even with a really down week against the Patriots. So, I can't help but root for the guy. Really nice guy. So I'll do Casper with.
This is a
Jamal
crazy
Williams.
cast. Actually, I'm looking at it right now. So it's Bill Pullman, and then Christina Ricci, Eric Idle might be who you were thinking of from Monty Python. Also some kid that actually looks like one of the kids from Sandlot. Ben Stein.
Yeah.
Win Ben Stein's Money. Remember that?
Yep.
And then also Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And Mr. Rogers is in that movie.
Oh my gosh, is he really?
Yeah, he's credited anyway. So
I'm trying to think of where he is. I'm wondering if he did one of the voices for Stinky Fatso or Stretch.
okay. Who is the other ghosts? Those are
Anyway,
his friends.
yeah, those are his uncles. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are they friendly as well, or they want him to be?
No, they're mean. Yeah, they're
okay.
super mean to Casper. No,
okay.
Good movie. All right, let's go to Mike. Let's go to Mike Kinney in the chat. He says Cousins to the Panthers. I'm gonna say Mike with Matt Rule fired. I think the Panthers are gonna go young QB and they're gonna draft someone.
Yeah.
So if I had to guess anything, I think that's right.
Yeah. If Matt Rule was staying around, I could see it.
Yeah, he's trying to keep his job.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, you're right. They have to go young QB. Plus, who knows who the coach is going to be? So who knows if it's going to be a decent situation or not?
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm not going to say. I mean, I don't think these have a whole lot of merit, but there are rumblings about if Hackett's going to be a one and done, and if the Broncos are going to look to hire Sean Payton. Which
wow,
that would be interesting.
That would be amazing.
I wouldn't complain. I think Hackett's a cool guy though, but I feel like
maybe he'd take a demotion.
Yeah, right.
Maybe he'll step down to like assistant OC.
Assistant to the OC manager.
Nice. So Jamal Williams, I mean, proven very useful at the moment. When you assume that DeAndre Swift is not going to be healthy ever for a full season, and when he is, he gets, it's like 60-40, Swift to Williams. So Williams is still going to get run, and he is the goal line guy. They've put Swift in once at the goal line this year, from what I've seen, and I'm hawking him. I'm watching him. So. I mean, Jamal Williams definitely looked good. Like in the first game that Swift missed, week 4, he had some burst, man. He sprinted around the corner for that 50-yarder, that 50-yard touchdown that he had. And he just, I don't know. I've never really seen that out of Jamal Williams before. But one thing I do know from watching Hard Knocks, I didn't realize this about him, is he's the rah-rah guy. He is Casper. He is. Let's go team. He's leading every team huddle. He's crying and he's for you guys. I do it for you guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's good.
It's kind of the same as me. I do this for you. I do this for you, Mike. You know that. I do this podcast for you. Even when you're not on the podcast, I'm aiming everything for your listening pleasure.
Yeah, that's why you guys talk about me so much when I'm not there.
I'm the we haven't mentioned that other dude that's supposed to be on this podcast.
Oh yeah, Chad Mendoza, your main man, right? Yeah. Miss you, Chad.
Oh, you're so jealous that I call him that.
No, that's cool. I'll be your side piece.
That's
All
a major. That's Chad, a major burn, Mike. That's a major burn.
Don't worry, we miss Chad. We'll get the whole game back together at some point. I know he confused Memphis when he does his drops for our pod, and he's like Chad and Jesse and Mike, Mike and Jesse and.
But this is
know who the hell it's going to be this week. That's why there's 3 of us, right?
Right, exactly. It's the whole point when we set this up. Like, there should be 2 of us around most of the time.
Yeah, we should put out a Twitter poll for next week. Is who do you think is going to be on the pod next week? Is it just Jesse, Mike and Jesse, Mike and Chad?
I was thinking about like when Chad bailed for tonight. I was thinking like, oh man, what if Mike falls asleep again? Shit, what am I going to do? I can't just sit here and talk.
I can't either. Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that. Like,
that's off to Dallas, but I can't.
Yeah,
I can't do it either.
Dallas and Kyle August, man, on the Smack. Well,
Yeah.
Kyle does the SmackDown, and Dallas does the Rookie Report and the Oklahoma Drill and everything else that he decides to do. I mean, props to those guys, man. I can't sit around and do that.
Yeah, I've done a couple.
You have
I
to
did
write
not
a
enjoy
script,
it.
basically, and I don't even have time to write a script.
I like talking
My
points.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So what are we doing with Jamal Williams? I'd love to buy him.
Yeah.
I'd buy him for a
this is where, if I need the RB help, I'm buying Jamal Williams. Absolutely.
I think this is what I'm going to do with Jamal Williams. This is actionable. I may do this when we're done with this podcast. Go out and check every league that I'm competing in and see if he's on a rebuilding team, and if so, offer him a second. Offer him a 24 second, and I'd go up to a 23 second. I might even add a third, but not a 23 third. Like a 24 second and a 25 third. I think that's fair, don't you?
Yeah, I think that second by itself is good enough.
If you're rebuilding, if I'm rebuilding, I'm taking that shit.
Didn't Jamal just get re-signed? Like,
Did
just on it? Is it just a 1-year deal? Like
Jamal Williams? Well, they signed him 2 years ago from Detroit, so I don't know how long his contract was. But he's not going anywhere. I mean, as long as Dan Campbell's there, he's there.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan Campbell's going to have, at least next year, because they still don't have they still haven't given him his quarterback, and they still haven't given him a decent defense.
Yeah, he's a free agent after this year, so I honestly don't think you need to pay more than a second.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm rebuilding, I'd love to get that out of him. Like,
what we should. Sorry, Justin. This just made me think. In our RSO league, we should see who has them.
Jamal Williams.
Yeah,
we don't.
No,
it just seems like one of those guys we would have.
One of the guys we would have with that broken ass RB room, but maybe that's one where we should throw an offer out.
Yeah, so. Good idea. All right, put a pin in that one.
Boop.
All right, so.
Oh, go ahead.
I guess what I was going to ask is, Eno Benjamin, is he sort of the same thing, but not quite as stable? Like, could you get a second for Eno Benjamin right now? Is Connor really hurt?
Gosh, I honestly have no idea. In the weeds of it, but I would not pay that for Eno.
No.
Mm-mm.
I
that's the case where if I had Eno, I would add a third to him to get a second. No matter where I'm at, to be honest. I just don't like that offense.
Yeah. You think all right, so that's God, Kelsey is just such an amazing person. That was a hell of a touchdown he just scored.
He just scored a third touchdown?
Oh, was that his third? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
8 yard. So anyway, back to Eno Benjamin. Yeah, so Eno in a third for a second. If it's gotta be in not a late second though.
Yeah.
It's an early to mid second.
Gosh, I wouldn't want it. Ugh.
I mean, Connor's not going to be healthy. He scored this week. They're using him. If Connor's not in there, they're going to use. Well, they're using him even when Connor's in there. So, he's not the future for them. But
yeah, I just don't think I could.
Right on.
I don't think I could do it.
Okay. All right, that's cool. All right, what's your number 2 movie?
Number 2 is It, the remake. Okay. So the remake.
Oh, the remake.
The remake, It number 1.
I thought the first one was better.
The Tim, what?
The 80s version with Ron Howard.
Yeah, I never watched that one, so.
It was Ron Howard.
I did like it, though. It was pretty terrifying, not going to lie. But I was thinking about It, it's he can embody your greatest fear. And so my player for this is Cooper Kupp. Because
nice.
Everybody is afraid of him and no one can stop him.
Yeah.
So talk about somebody that's getting his on an offense that looks like garbage. And everyone knows Kupp is getting the ball. And he's still putting up wide receiver 1 numbers. It's freaking remarkable, I think, to be completely honest.
It has
So,
slowed a little bit from last year's pace, but it still is amazing.
I mean, golly, he was on record to break his reception record.
Oh, that's
from
right. I
last
forgot he
year,
had
but
14 catches left.
I mean, he's got 49 receptions.
Yeah,
We're only 5 games in.
Yeah, I guess just because he only had 3 catches in week 5, but it was for 90-something yards and a long-ass touchdown.
Yeah. No, he had 7 receptions this week.
Did he? Oh, that's right. That's right. He came alive at the end. He ended up with like 125.
7 for 125. And
yeah, he was stuck on like 2 for 84 forever.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is news to me. If you're telling me that, I don't know, because I that's how people feel about my teams. Cool, because I have him on every contending team that I have.
Yeah, I've got him on quite a few.
Cool. You know, one of the reasons. So, I mean, can you get him? Can you even get him?
I doubt he's not on a huge contender. If he's on a rebuild for whatever reason, like, do what you can.
I don't know what you could offer me that's not ridiculous, you know? So his value is ungettable.
Yeah.
And nobody has him on a rebuilding team anymore. They've already that was one of the first things they did, right? Trade him for the moon.
Yeah.
But if, let's say, someone has him on a contending team, someone has him on a rebuilding team and you're a contender, what 2 wide receivers and first-round pick would it take? Deontay Johnson and T. Higgins?
Yeah.
If I had Cup...
Maybe like a Higgins and a Bateman at first.
Ugh. Yeah, I'm selling. Bateman's a sell for me.
I'm thinking about who I'd want to sell for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't want Bateman in return.
Gosh, I'm trying to think.
I'd rather have. Well, no. Yeah, it's tough who the second guy is. Yeah, no to Deontay Johnson.
No, I could see that he's fallen off quite a bit, right? So, just pick it in there. So hopefully, a better matchup. We'll see some life, but
yeah, their line is trash too. Still,
yeah.
We
do have a question in the chat. I don't want to insult it. Is it a bot or? Penny Feather 9 only answer Dynasty questions. We do not only answer Dynasty questions.
No, please. If you have a redraft question, please throw it out there.
Trade. We do like to talk trades, but yeah, absolutely.
I'm not really good at daily fantasy, but I have plenty of redraft teams. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could do redraft. Yeah, daily fantasy definitely not my thing. Should I trade
Najee and Amon for JT?
Ra for JT.
Yes,
as a redraft, I assume.
Yeah, even in redraft, I think I would take the chance on that.
Yeah, I would too.
I would take the chance that JT's not going to be out too long and comes back to his old form. That's definitely an upside play, but you're kind of playing with house money with Amon Ra anyway because you got him later in the draft. Mm-hmm. So why not parlay that with an underperforming running back for somebody that's got huge upside? I like that deal. I would do that.
So Javante's out. Damian Pierce is my RB2. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you can afford it on wide receiver, I would definitely be okay with it.
Right.
Hopefully JT's back this week, though. Else you.
What I always tell you about wide receivers, Mike, where can you find those?
What's that?
What do I always tell you about wide receivers, especially in redraft?
Yeah,
you find them standing on the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll come and clean your window for a nickel.
He says he's got CD and Jamar for wide receiver. Yeah, I'd absolutely do that.
I would absolutely make that trade.
I don't think Najee's going up at all. That line is so trash, and it's just.
Yeah, he's solid. He's not been terrible, but a little bit disappointing, but solid.
Yeah. He's strictly a value play. So, yeah. Penny Feather 9, I would say smash that. Najee and Amon Ra for JT.
So, what was that? Was it your number 3 or your number 2?
It was number 2.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yes, you're very welcome, Ignatius Pennyfeather the 9th. Amazing name.
Like and subscribe. Join the Patreon.
Yes, sir. All right. So we got to the number one movie on Mike's list. What do we got?
Number one, Chad did mention it last week, but it's A Quiet Place.
Oh,
So,
okay. Wow, that's your
really,
number one, huh?
really good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big horror movie guy.
Yeah,
like
me
at
neither.
all.
Yeah, I get scared really easy.
Yeah, I do. Look, I saw Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, sneaking into the room on my brother's birthday when I was like 8 years old, and I couldn't sleep for weeks. So, like,
did you get in trouble?
no, my dad just got really pissed at me because I tried to sneak in bed with him. Because I was terrified. Like, dude, is someone coming in your dreams to kill you? Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, so yeah, A Quiet Place, great movie, really well written and acted. It's amazing with how few lines there are that it could be so well done. But just for A Quiet Place is my like bust dump of the year, Alan Robinson.
Yeah,
just Quiet Place. There's nothing there.
That's his entire game. Is A Quiet Place, isn't it?
It is A Quiet Place. The side of his field, A Quiet Place. Like it is so depressing. I rode that train hard, and
I don't think. Yeah.
That was my guy this year, and it just woof.
Yeah.
Woof.
I think he's. I don't think he's looked bad, to be honest with you.
No, I don't think it's all. Yeah, it's not all his fault. Stafford doesn't have time to throw,
right?
And I don't think Allen Robinson's a great separator, so it's that's what comes along with it. But
he's not going to separate immediately, right? And if Stafford is rushed, and a lot of their offense is timing, and like I said, it's looked out of sync. So he's fallen down a couple of times on like wide open targets, which is just sort of, he slipped. It happens. I saw Kyler Murray slip and fall on his face yesterday. It happens.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry, not Kyler. Hurts. Hurts was coming around the corner and had the corner, but slipped. Happens. I don't think it's him, but yeah, is their line really going to come together? We already talked about this a bit.
Yeah.
What's the hope, really?
It's just scary. It's Kupp and Higbee, and that's it. That's all.
Yeah, it's. Really...
I've got so much Stafford too. It's depressing. It's depressing.
Yeah.
I thought it would get better. Second year in the system, and
I mean, Higbee isn't. Well, I guess it's who's covering him is why he's,
Well, and he's in the short area. Stafford doesn't have time to throw. That's why he's getting the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. It's very frustrating. Their entire offense is very frustrating. It's the line, and maybe a little Super Bowl hangover, and hopefully in the second half it gets better.
Yeah.
Right on. All right, so that's your list, man.
We'll see. That's my list, man.
Yeah. All right. So, are we gonna? I mean. You can't get anything for Allen Robinson.
No.
So what are you going to try to buy him for nothing?
No.
You wouldn't even give up a late second?
I'd give up I give up a third. I wouldn't give up more than a third. He might just be dust.
He might be.
He might.
I don't think he's looked that way, though. He doesn't look done to me. What's he, 28? 29, probably.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. If I have him, I likely invested something significant into him, and I'm going to tell you to go pound sand up the Rio Grande for your third.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So, basically untradeable at the moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
it's a long season.
Again, string of 3 good games in a row. Maybe get a second.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
There you go.
All right, so Jacobs is just blowing up again this week. He's over 130 yards. He's got a touchdown, second week in a row that he's lit it up. He's doing it in the passing game a little bit too. His only competition is Brandon Bolden. Zamir White's not really getting any run. He's out there all the time, Jacobs. Yeah. And I think he's starting to really click in McDaniel's offense. He's looking like a feature back, like I always thought he would be. What's his value right now?
Gosh, I mean, it's over a first. It's a first and a second.
Is that it? Just a first and a second?
I mean, I won't pay 2 firsts for someone in his position, but I mean,
Last week I offered him to Chad for a 2025 first, and he told me to kick
Chad
rocks.
said no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember you guys having that conversation?
Yeah, I just can't. I can't get anything for him.
I trust Jacobs over Miles Sanders. What about you?
Yeah. I'm all in on Jacobs, man. It's hard for me to buy him again. He's sort of a Cooper Kupp guy with me. Like I have him everywhere. Anywhere I'm contending, I have him, and in a couple places I'm rebuilding, I have him and can't really trade him because I'm not gonna. Just nobody will. Somebody offered me Melvin Gordon and 2/3 and told me to sell high. I was like, "What are you talking about?
That's not high."
Yeah, what's your problem?
You know, Gordon's going to be a no snap backup after this year, right? Like,
yeah, right.
Unless he redeems himself somehow down the stretch.
He's expiring this year. He's only worth anything in redraft, in my opinion. Or like, if you need somebody as a fill-in, on a contending team, give up a third at best. But
I honestly
be a throwaway asset.
I honestly think Latavius Murray could take over his role if he doesn't stop.
Really?
Like he fumbled Thursday night, but the play was over. But he still fumbled. So he's like, he's
I mean, he's always had a little bit of a fumble problem, huh? It's just gotten really bad now. Maybe
really bad in just really bad situations. So.
And he doesn't look bad other than that.
No.
But Mike Boone is
he
didn't look great either.
He's nothing either.
A couple real ugly drops, and he's 27. Yeah. He's never really gotten any run. So I mean, but it just seems like they are going to use 2 backs. They're not going to.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But I think Latavius will take over more. I think it'll be interesting if it happens.
David Donaldson in chat, a resident Colts fan, says depressing is having a 70% share of Nyheim Hines this week.
Yeah. That's a
second play, was it?
Pretty rough, yeah. Yeah. I know I was worried in our RSO league, but everyone else really pulled through for us this year or this week in the league. So
yeah, undefeated, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're winning with Kelsey's 3 touchdowns. We are up 162 to 110.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking smack about us in that league.
I know, it's even and we got Darren Waller and Nyheim Hines, and Darren Waller's out for the game. Like we're still smoking him.
Yeah, that's nice. Waller's out for the game. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I saw him go. I saw something. I got an alert. I was still at work. I got an alert from Sleeper that he was changed to questionable. So just immediately when the game started, he was like, "Ow, ow."
No, it was just now for Waller.
Yeah,
that was like 3 minutes ago.
Oh, was it?
Okay,
I didn't realize he had come back in because he got hurt earlier in the game.
He got 0 points. So,
I award you no points, and we are all dumber for having had to watch you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about. I got some. Well, all right, yeah. So the first and a second for. It's got to be a 23 first, and it's got to be at least middle of the pack because I'm going to want a running back to replace him with in a second.
I mean, that's what's fair. Would I pay that? I don't know if I'm desperate enough in anywhere to do that, but
I mean,
I think it's possible.
I'm not buying running backs this time of year.
Yeah,
but
they're getting hurt every week. So
yeah, later in the year when I have a better chance of, whenever the trade deadline is, I'm buying my running back right before then and trying to make a charge with him, and hopefully he doesn't get hurt in those few weeks. But I'm not doing it now and hoping he's to stay healthy through the rest of the year. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy talk.
Good call.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about Devontae Smith. What do you think about his value? Obviously, it's gone up. There's this thing going on with the Eagles where, they call on a lot of teams one of the wide receivers Batman and the other wide receiver Robin.
Yeah.
But on the Eagles, they're all Batman. So AJ Brown is I forget what they call him. He's big Batman. Devontae Smith is skinny Batman. Goddard is crush you Batman. I forget exactly what they all are, but Devontae Smith is skinny Batman. I do know that. So what are we paying for skinny Batman? More than a first, right?
I mean, you have to, right?
More than a first and a second?
I don't think anyone's giving him away for more than a first.
Would you take would you give T. Higgins for him?
No.
It's twice I brought up T. Higgins. Would you take Gabe Davis in a first? 23 first?
I'd take Gabe Davis in a first.
Honestly,
I don't think him and Gabe Davis are all that different right this season, right? Like Devontae Smith's got 2 huge games, pretty big games, and
Gabe missed a game or 2.
Yeah.
So it's a tough comparison. He had let's see, he missed a game and then he had 2 crap bags.
I mean, Devontae Smith's got 2 crap bags too, so
does he? Okay.
Yeah. 0-point game week 1, 5-ish point game week 4. So
okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, yes, but I feel more confident that Devontae Smith is a better player to me, so I feel more confident that he's going to be less boom or bust going forward in his career.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree, but I think it is similar though with the Diggs to Davis, AJ Brown to Devontae Smith, but I think Devontae Smith is way more talented. Gabe's got
a better quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, by a lot. Obviously.
That's why having the first in there does it for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. That's it. It's Devontae Smith for Gabe Davis and a 23 first. Or Gabe Davis and all right. Would you trade? Well, let's go different position. Would you take Freiermuth for him in a tight end premium league?
Freiermuth for Devontae Smith?
Yeah.
Hell no.
So I'd have to give Freiermuth in a 24 first. That's too much, though. Nobody's giving you that.
I don't know if that is too much. I mean,
interesting.
I don't know.
There aren't a lot of young tight ends, you know. Yeah. So I was trying to cross over to a different position. We just said that nobody, you know, we shouldn't be trading for running backs this time of year. So
I mean, Freiermuth on one of the worst offensive teams, right? What, did he just get a concussion this week, right? Yeah, so he got a concussion this week as well.
What if I offered you Ertz and Trey McBride for Devontae Smith?
No,
you wouldn't take that?
No.
If you really needed a tight end, I'm giving you now and next year, and now and later for the Cardinals tight end.
I mean, I guess.
Matter to you?
I mean, it really depends. Like, is Smith in my starting lineup? If not, and I'm really I was relying on Kyle Pitts or something like that, then
right.
Yeah. But by the way, can we talk Kyle Pitts?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Is it? I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared.
Should be.
Yeah.
You should be.
Yeah,
he missed this week, but last week they made an effort to get him the ball last week because they needed to. Week 4, that is. Week 5 he was hurt. Yeah, I mean, you should be concerned. He's going to start losing value if he doesn't start producing. Drake London looks like a better player to me.
Yeah,
and they're kind of the same type of player. Pitts isn't a tight end. I don't think they use him as a blocker much. You know, they just use him as a big wide receiver in the slot or on the outside. So,
it's going to be interesting because, Ridley's back next year. So he might be number 3. He might be number 3 on the pecking order, right?
I think that there's less than a 1% chance that Ridley goes back to the Falcons.
Oh, really? You think he's going?
They had a trade worked out with the Eagles before the gambling thing came up. Like they were not keeping him anyway before that bullshit. And now that bullshit happened, they're not keeping him. They'll cut him, is my guess. Because they're not going to be able to get anything for him now. They'll probably cut him and he'll have to, they'll void his contract. So so that they won't have to pay him anything, and they probably won't have to take much of a cap hit, and they'll, whatever the prorated signing bonus that they already paid him, I guess. But then I assume they'll cut him and he'll sign on somewhere else. It's really going to matter. His value is really going to depend on where he goes and if he's motivated to play football anymore. Who knows?
Yeah.
He might just be playing FanDuel.
Betting those game checks.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any more.
Right on. All right, let's talk. All right, so Firecock from our Patreon group, Dynasty Warzone Patreon group, Stefan Yerks, I think he's the guy from Iceland.
Okay.
Asked me about Devontae Smith. All right, so a couple people asked me about Curtis Samuel and TMC. So let's kind of lump those together. How do you feel about Redskins weapons right now?
Not great, Bob.
Yeah.
Gibson's done. The window to sell is over. They're talking about using him as kick returner now with Brian Robinson back. So
right, yeah. I mean, Robinson didn't perform well in his debut. He got 9 carries for 22 yards, I think, but he got the most carries.
Yeah,
Gibson got 2 or 3 carries, I think. So I think they're telling you immediately that they're done with this guy. He didn't do anything with the yet another opportunity that he had. So
yeah, so
gaming owners, I think you're done. I think the time to get a second for Curtis Samuel is gone. That was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe. Would you buy Curtis Samuel at this point, thinking he might have another spike at some point in the season? You might be able to use him, or is it just too iffy and he's too up and down, and he might just kill your lineup?
I mean, I'm okay still buying him, to be honest, because their defense isn't great.
Mm.
I mean, the fewest targets he's had in 5 games is 7. So
Wentz can get hot, and push an offense to 2 or 3 producing weapons. He can have 2 or 3 receivers put up points in a week without a problem.
Yeah.
If he's playing well and hot.
It's interesting because Samuel hasn't gotten any carries the last 2 weeks, and I feel like that was adding a little bit of oomph to his game. So kind of wish he was getting more of that.
Yeah.
I'd much rather have Curtis Samuel than TMC right now, but
really, you mean at what their value is?
Yeah, what their value is right now.
Okay.
Like I almost feel like you can do a second for Samuel and a third. But we're talking Dynasty, so this is where you're looking at, like, is this the guy I'm starting every week? Like, is my lineup so bad that I don't want to be trading draft capital for someone if I'm not putting them in my lineup. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially as a competing, person. So I think that's the kind of question. But.
Okay, right on. So Firecock had also asked about him, Darren Fitz, Joseph Fry, and also Darren Fitz again. So had asked about Darren Fitzpatrick, I think it is, actually.
Yeah.
Not sure. Anyway, let's see. We are just about at an hour. Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Okay. Michael Carter.
No. We all saw Brees, right?
Yeah, Brees blew up, but Michael Carter scored 2 touchdowns.
He got the touchdowns, right?
50 yards as well. I mean, he's got some standalone value.
I mean, right. I think he's like the Jamal Williams to Swift is what we're gonna get, right?
Right.
Or the last year Melvin Gordon to Javonte Williams kind of a thing. Yeah. Like I think he's got some standalone value, right? But you're relying on Zach Wilson to move the offense still,
right?
Which I know you don't feel good about.
No,
so,
of course not. I mean, he's a scrub.
I mean, he's doing better than any of the. Well, I guess besides Trevor, but he's doing.
So
better
if you have Brees Hall, you'd give up a second for Michael Carter, right?
See, I'm not one to handcuff my running backs like that in Dynasty.
Really?
I'm not a big fan of that. No.
But as young as the two of them are, and like just as clear of a if Brees goes down, Michael Carter gets the run kind of situation it is.
But even
I
if
think
Brees
feel
goes
like it's a
down, I
no.
think you can still pay a second. Like, it doesn't make him worth a first instantly. Still not a great offense. Not a
I see
huge
what you're
talent,
saying.
right? Like,
Yeah,
so that's
I
why I
get it.
wouldn't do
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So maybe we wait for Michael Carter's value to drop just a little more and then go try to get him for a couple thirds.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd be okay with that.
all right. Cool. Cool. Would you take, would you take Benjamin in a third for him?
No, I
Just
keep
you
Michael
randomly
Carter.
have him on your roster.
I keep Michael Carter.
All right. Would you take Jamal Williams for
him? Yes.
Yeah, Kelsey just caught his 4th touchdown.
You gotta be crapping me. Jeez. It's funny. In double deuce, I'm down. Well, dang it, I'm still down by 50, but I have Mahomes and Kelsey, and I was getting boat raced. So that'd be funny if I. Golly, it's got to wait for it to update. But
Yep, he's right there.
That's ridiculous.
It's funny. There were like 3 Chiefs standing around uncovered, and I guess they decided Kelsey gets his 4th.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's so ridiculous. All right, man.
All right,
Good
so
stuff.
Yeah, all right. So with Michael Carter, one last one. Would you Michael Carter or Curtis Samuel? Who would you want on that in that trade?
Curtis Samuel.
I think I'd take Michael Carter because he's at more of a scarce position.
Yeah, makes sense.
But there's a case to be made for Curtis Samuel too, because just the variety of ways they use him.
Yeah.
The Jets are kind of a better offense.
Scary,
I don't know if that's hot takey or not. I don't really mean it to be. I'm not saying the Jets are good.
Yeah, right.
They just have good elements to them. They're building. They're getting better. Their line is at least good.
Yeah.
Even though they've had some tough luck with injuries. That's another one. They lost Mekhi Becton. They lost Fant, their right tackle, and they had lost Dwayne Allen, the guy they signed to replace Becton. They had lost him for a few weeks as well. So they've had some bad luck at offensive tackle.
They're still winning games, though. So
yeah, right on.
We'll see.
Right on. All right. Well, man, it was awesome to have you back, Mike. And
it's good to be back.
I understand, you're going to be here going forward most weeks.
Yep.
Beautiful. So next week we're going to be back on Sunday night. We're going to do something fun. I don't know. There's going to be 3 of us as far as we know. So we're going to play a game.
We'll create a master plan for you all.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to play a game, and we'll probably go back to one of our old standards and have some real fun. It's going to be a party time.
We got to get Memphis to get the saw drop. Want to play a game with it being October and all before we start a game now.
Well, we can do it ourselves,
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
All right, awesome.
I'm not technologically savvy, so I got to go back to school.
All right, post it in our chat to remind me, and I'll get it done.
Boom.
All right, cool. So, Mike, would you say that we rode this episode long and hard?
That's what she said.
Boom. We're out.